Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be talking to you all about ecstatic dance and embodiment today, because utilizing dancing and embodiment work has been some of the most potent, life-changing, expansive experiences that I've ever used. And of course, as you know, the title of this episode, or the title of this podcast, is the Embodied Leadership Podcast. And so much of the work that I do in the world is related to embodiment work. And I really feel that so many people are starting to awaken to the power of utilizing your body as a vessel for creation, for healing, for transformation, and understanding that the body and the mind are intrinsically linked, and your body houses your spirit. And so, of course, working directly with your body through practices such as dancing and embodiment work is going to directly support you in bringing forward all the things that you're here to create, the things that you're here to release, the healing that is needed to transpire for you to become who you're here to be, and so much more. And I'm really excited to talk more about ecstatic dance today, because I feel like not a lot of people fully understand what ecstatic dance is. And I feel like so often people hold these narratives of like, I'm not a dancer, or I don't know how to dance, or what have you. And in turn, they are afraid of expressing themselves through movement, through dancing, because there's this internalized narrative that they're not good at it. But I'm here to dismantle that and to really help you grasp the power of ecstatic dance today. So I really want to start to highlight some of the ways that ecstatic dance can really support you in your journey. And so first and foremost, I want to share that ecstatic dance is actually a form of dance that is designed to allow you to express yourself freely, to connect with your body, and to tap into your inner joy and ecstatic states. So it's a form of dance that's for everybody, regardless of your identity or your dance experience. And it's accompanied by music to really help guide the energy and the movement of those who are dancing. So ecstatic dance, of course, has roots in various indigenous and spiritual traditions from around the world. And I really love that we can see how throughout history, how dance has been at the core of how communities have expressed, connected, created things that they desire. Like, so much dance it has been such a pillar of community for eons, right? And when we're talking about ecstatic dance, it's really also important to acknowledge that it's been influenced by modern dance movements such as the rave scene and the freeform dance movement of the 1960s. A woman named Gabrielle Roth, who was an American dancer and musician, actually created an approach called the 5 rhythms in the late 1970s, which really began to generate so much hype around ecstatic dance and its benefits. Of course, it goes without saying that dance and movement can be so therapeutic, and that's truly something that I have noticed so much in my own journey and in the ways that I facilitate for my clients as well, is this deep level of transformation that can take place as a result of dancing and moving your body. And there was even a study done by the American Cancer Society that highlighted how dancing and movement actually supports emotional and mental health challenges. It helps boost your confidence, and it also helps reduce experiences of anxiety and depression. And so I feel like that's such an important piece here, is to acknowledge how utilizing your body and connecting with your body, like how powerful that really gets to be. From a mental standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, from a physical standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, like all around, movement and dancing truly holds the capacity to create so much inner connection to who you are, what you desire, and who you want to be in the world. So one of the key principles of ecstatic dance is this idea of no spectators. So everybody's actually encouraged to participate and to express themselves through movement, whether it be dancing really wildly or just simply swaying to the music. Like, there's literally no right or wrong way to dance. This actually creates such a deep sense of community and inclusivity because everybody is invited to join in and let go of any self-consciousness or inhibitions. I've noticed that in my experience of participating in ecstatic dance it's so beautiful to not only like be in your own experience and to be really connecting with your own heart, your soul, your body, and to be really allowing yourself to liberate your expression, but to even just take a moment to look around and to see the other humans dancing and flowing alongside you and to witness how beautiful it is for you to see other people expressing themselves in these beautiful, beautiful ways. And one of the key principles as well is to really ensure that you're respecting the sacredness of the space. And we're actually going to get into that a little bit deeper here in a second. So another point I want to make is, much like meditation, while you're dancing, you're actually tapping into this trance-like state of theta brainwaves, where you can move outside of those beta brainwaves that are typically active throughout your day, that usually are, result in you thinking about all the things that you need to do, all the things you haven't done. And that part of your brain can get quiet and you're able to go deeper and deeper into a state where your creativity and intuition can come alive. And I feel like that is such a beautiful thing, is to notice how you don't need to be sitting on a cushion with your eyes closed, meditating in that way. You can actually be opening your body, moving your body, using your body as a tool to create, to connect to that beautiful inner truth, that part of you that only you can really go to. And I love that so deeply because I've noticed in my own experience how using ecstatic dance and embodiment work has continually become one of the more important and key pillars in me manifesting what I desire. And that for me is really beautiful because it's like I'm running these sensations and these feelings through my body, creating an embodied experience in the present as a means to bridge the gap between my dreams and my current reality. So an important aspect of ecstatic dance, as you can really hear in what I'm saying here, is this focus on self-exploration and personal growth. So by allowing yourself to be fully immersed in the present moment and move freely in your expression, you're able to start to access these deeper parts of your psyche and connect with your inner wisdom. And this is so beautiful because it actually increases your self-awareness, your self-expression, and it gives you a sense of deep connection to your overall state of being in your body. And I love to acknowledge that, in this, especially when we're living in a world where so many people are disconnected from their body's wisdom, it is a practice of relearning how to connect to that, to connect with sensation, to connect with the different ways that your body wants to move, that how it wants to express. And so know that as you're starting to participate in embodiment work and ecstatic dance, that just like any other modality, it's a practice, and it's a practice of self-exploration. Ecstatic dance is also often held in a very intentional, sober space where everybody's encouraged to respect each other's personal boundaries and personal space. And so this piece is huge because I believe that sometimes people associate dancing with like going to a club and there's just like chaos everywhere, people talking, and there's alcohol. And that's just not how these spaces are held. Again, these spaces are very sacred. And you'll often find that in ecstatic dance spaces, it's encouraged that there's no talking and that you make sure to gain consent before dancing with anybody. It's also really common for there to be a peak time in the dance where the energy in the music reaches this really big intensity followed by a cool down period where you're encouraged to relax. And this really supports for you to like actually integrate the experience and the journey that you just went on. And I really like to think of ecstatic dance and embodiment work as this journey. You know, there's this like, you know, relaxing start to like all the way up to this like really intense peak energetic state followed by a cool down period. And it's really this natural flow and ebb that you get to experience. I really believe that ecstatic dance is such an incredible way for you to connect with yourself and others, to liberate your expression, to move freely, and to tap into a deep sense of inner joy. And again, it doesn't fucking matter if you're an experienced dancer or if you're totally new to dancing. Ecstatic dance is an epic, beautiful, and enriching experience that really holds the capacity to deeply support you in your journey and your growth. I believe that when we are desiring to create more sustainability, success, stability as a leader and in business, working directly with your body is so important because how you feel on an embodied level directly influences and impacts every aspect of your life and your business. And so when you're in the pursuit of opening your heart to welcoming in more clients than ever before, generating more money than ever before, being more visible in the world than ever before, creating huge impact in the world, how you are able to connect with your inner temple, how you're able to regulate your nervous system, how you're able to be in relationship with your different emotional states and energetic states, how you're able to feel yourself and see yourself is going to impact all of that. Your capacity to hold your vision starts with your capacity to hold yourself and to see yourself and to feel yourself. And I truly believe that ecstatic dance is all about liberating and connecting deeply with who you actually are. It's not just about what you want to create. It's also about what wants to be expressed, what wants to flow, what needs to move, what wants to be released, what is asking to be healed. It's really this opportunity to awaken and become so deeply embodied in your senses, where you can come fully alive in your power, your brilliance, and allow your intuition to be expressed through each breath and movement. It's where the rest of the world just seems to like melt away and you enter this deep state of presence within who you are. I truly look at ecstatic dance and embodiment practices as this moving meditation where your mind can soften and the spontaneity of your soul can really enter this state of freedom. And as I mentioned, there's no need for perfection or for things to look a certain way or for you to even consider yourself to be a dancer. It's anything and everything that you decided to be. And it's an opportunity for you to go deeper and deeper into that trance-like state where deep healing can take place as a result of your intrinsic nature. I believe that through working with your body, through embodiment work and movement, you start to remember that you are the magic. You are your own healer. And the movement is this beautiful medicine and a container to support you in remembering your wholeness. One other thing that I want to mention is I believe that there's oftentimes this unconscious behavior where people avoid immersing themselves in these types of spaces and group experiences because You're afraid of what it will mean for you to be seen by others. There's this piece about being seen and witnessed that can be really edgy for people. And I get it. I have totally been there so many times as someone like myself who's been bullied and had a lot of trauma related to groups, especially as a child and adolescent. It took a lot of practice and a lot of creating new lived experiences of safety for me to get to a place now where I'm able to be my expressive self in group experiences and to facilitate group experiences. And I want to normalize this with you because almost every person that I've ever talked to and supported and coached has at some point expressed a very similar narrative of, I'm afraid to be seen by other people. I'm afraid to be in a group. And I want you to understand so deeply right here, right now, that your vulnerability is a strength. And as a leader, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, the ways that you take, the depths in which you take yourself is how deeply you can hold and facilitate for other people. And so when you allow yourself to meet these edges, when you allow yourself to go there, to be seen, even in the midst of it being uncomfortable, it really expands your window of tolerance for discomfort. It helps crack open your heart to new levels of vulnerability and connection and intimacy with other people. And it truly helps you start to understand that you can trust yourself in bigger ways. It helps you create more confidence in who you are. It's only in meeting these edges that we start to create a new comfort zone, that we start to create more of a capacity to hold ourselves through discomfort. And so if one of the things that can hold you back from participating in these kinds of experiences is this fear of being seen or not being enough of something or being too much of something, I really want to honor you in that and also dismantle this notion that you can't, because you can. And these spaces are for everyone. And I really feel so passionate about this work because I've seen time and time again how powerful it is. I've seen time and time again how life-changing it is. I've seen time and time again how this work has changed my life and continues to change the lives of my clients as well. And so I'm just so grateful and excited to share this magic and this work with you. And that's why I'm inviting you into Ecstatic, which is a 90-minute group experience of ecstatic dance, embodiment work, and hypnosis to directly support you in bringing forth the next iteration of your life and business that's rooted in your wholeness, fulfillment, and prosperity. We get together next week. You're going to want to make sure to click the link in the show notes to join. It's only $55. And I'm just so excited to have you inside. I'm really grateful for you being here today with me, for joining in on this beautiful journey on this podcast. I'm so grateful to have you here, and I'll see you next week. I'm so deeply honored and grateful to share this beautiful space with you. If you enjoyed today's episode, I'd love for you to leave us a 5-star review so we can continue to reach more incredible humans all around the world just like you. Make sure to hit that subscribe or follow button, and feel free to screenshot this episode and tag me in your stories on Instagram so that we can connect. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will connect with you next week.